Good morning. Welcome to the Watch Autumn Keto Sunday Morning Live. My name is Autumn. This is my husband, Richard. We go live here on our YouTube channel Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. You can also catch us here Wednesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for hashtag Wednesday. Sweetie, I just noticed we're wearing the same shirt.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, hashtag shirt twins.
You must have been watching me this
I
morning.
was not watching you. Literally, nobody was paying attention to you
when you watch
this morning. When you watch the one you love. Absolutely. Dustin's here says, good morning. Happy Sunday, Autumn and Richard. How was the Amish NASCAR race? I think that's hilarious. I called it that yesterday, and a lady looked at me, thought about it, and was like, I guess you're right. No, that's what I'm saying. I was like, yeah, that's actually, I guess you're right. So
you called it that yesterday?
No, I'm just saying I read him call it that, and I was like, that's kind of what it is. That's kind of what it is.
Good old racing.
Dustin said, hope you had fun. We did have fun. Oh, Big Guy's here. Says, howdy all. Good morning, Autumn and Richard. Dustin, I hope they don't ban me for that joke. I won't ban you. So yeah, the title of today's video is Kentucky Derby Recovery. So yesterday, me and Richard hosted a Kentucky Derby soiree here at our house. It was the Weathers family Kentucky Derby party, and it was such a fun time, but it was a lot. We did a lot of prep. Here's the thing: if our house would have been like clean, it wouldn't have been a lot of prep. It would have been like set up some tables, throw on a tablecloth, you know. But the fact that like we've never had like, we took this opportunity to do the deepest spring clean that we could have. So I'm talking about mopping floors, wiping the baseboards, hands and knees. Like I bought a steamer so that we could wash the walls. Like it was a lot.
You did buy a steamer.
It was a lot. And so that's why it was a lot. But like the actual entertaining itself wasn't bad. And Richard's family was amazing. And like I said, there's lots of kids in his family. So they all had a good time out in the backyard yesterday. And that just warms my heart because, you know, we see the backyard all the time, right? Yes, then whenever we normally entertain, it's at Christmas. So my family ain't going back there, you know, in December. But this is the first time that we've had like an entertaining situation in the springtime, like when people could actually just like run around in the backyard, and run around they did, right? They did. So it was really great. Like it just made me so happy. Yes, Gigi's here, says good morning.
All the features.
They did all of the features. And here's another thing. You know, we cleaned up upstairs, we cleaned up the main floor, we cleaned up downstairs, and they were everywhere. Every bit of the space got used, which really like made it worth it, because I'm like, oh my God, we did all that and nobody even came down here. Like, no, they were everywhere, which was amazing. So Lolo's here, says good morning, Whack Fam. B16's here, says good morning. Joyce is here, says hello, my amazing Whack Fam, and fabulous fine weather's a happy day. My mom's come to visit. That's amazing. Evelyn's here, says good morning. Donna said good morning. Can't wait to get my Ketapalooza t-shirt.
And Donna,
I haven't even designed them yet, so we'll see what they look like this year. So
from your beautiful mind.
Yeah, exactly. Comes forth the idea. So yep. Dustin said, I was at a wedding reception and the race happened in the middle and people were all staring at their phones. Yeah, this was the latest Kentucky Derby in the history, like the latest running of the race, 6:57 p.m. So I could see where it was like deep into the evening.
And it was one of only 10 photo finishes ever.
Yes, and it was neck and neck. It was by a nose, you know, like it was
nose and nose.
It was nose and nose, which was really, don't get me wrong, it was cool, but man, horse races caused me so much anxiety. Like all those horses clamoring for just like that little of a space, like they're all trying to make it to the inside track. There was just so much contact. You could see it. I'm just like, oh, their legs are going to get mangled. Oh, no. Luckily, nothing happened. There was no wipeouts or spills, and it wasn't muddy. The weather held up so that it could be run on a dry track. Like, it was just an overall ideal day, and I don't take that for granted because we have had some stinkers here, you know, in my 30 some odd years of being in Louisville for the Derby. So this was a good one because it was cloudy. but there were peaks of sun, so the temperature just wasn't hot, like people weren't out there boiling, and then it also wasn't rainy to where they were humid out there like baking, right? Like it just, a lot of things come together to make it an ideal situation, you know. So I was happy about that.
You're an amazing individual.
SD Brelly 510 says good morning.
Morning, SD.
Yes. Dustin said, is there only one race on the day or what? I have no idea about any of it. I grew up hearing race cares from the 550 cares. I don't know. So no, there are lots of races that day. Like they're
1 hour.
They're like 1 hour starting at what, like 9, 10, 10 in the morning.
But there's only one big one.
But yeah, only one of them is the Derby. So
but you can bet on the other 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean, people are there betting all day, right? But the run for the roses is the Kentucky Derby, that one race. So, and here's the thing, I don't know if you know, but like one jockey can race multiple horses in the same day. Like one of the jockeys in the Derby like had already won on 2 other horses that day. Like he had jockeyed that horse in a race and won, jockeyed another horse after that, because they're all different horses every single race. So the jockeys just hop from horse to horse. I don't know how that whole process works, because there's like 3 main people when it comes to horses. It's the owner, like who owns the horse, the trainer who gets the horse in condition to run, and then the jockey who rides the horse. I don't know how the owner and the trainer secure the jockey. And it's like, okay, well, you're running with him, like, you know, at the 8 o'clock race, but the 10 o'clock race, you're coming over to my horse. I don't know how that happens, when that all gets planned, but it's a pretty neat, you know, little operation, you know, like animal abuse aside. I really, I don't think it's good for the horses. So, but like still, what an operation. Evelyn said, do you go to the Kentucky Derby parade? No, we don't go out. We don't go out.
I used to. I don't think you did.
He used to go to the track. Yeah, because it was a work event. But
the parade's on Broadway.
So it's easy just to walk to the street.
The parade's just straight down the street.
Yeah, down the street. Yeah, no, I don't really like parades. It's boring to me. Like, it's just one of those things where I can watch it on TV. Like, seeing a float on the TV is no better than seeing it out of my eyes. Like, I'm just like, oh, it's a float, you know, like it's just not one of those things.
Well, I think it's more about the children than the adults. I think if you have kids or nieces and nephews, like I went with my nieces and nephews, and they enjoy
the magic of the live event.
It's kind of like Disney World. It's like you don't go for you. Don't say
the D word. Yeah,
you go for them.
SD Bradley 510 said, "Do you have one of those hats, Autumn?" No, I used to. Like I went to the Derby one time. And I had a little hat, and it's probably still somewhere around here, unless my granny sold it at a yard sale or something like that. Or I might have thrown. I don't know if I would have thrown it away, but I could have very well been like, I don't need this. But I had one, but I had more like a fascinator. So a fascinator is just like an ornately decorated headband. So like hats don't really fit too well on my head. Back then I had a lot of hair, so it's like hats don't do well, but like ornately decorated headband, just boop, there you go. So, but it was fun.
You're so cute.
Dustin said there has to be a limited number of viable jockeys. I agree, but did you also know that like Latin American countries, some of them have like jockey schools? Like there are very famous popular jockey schools in Mexico and Brazil, because most of the jockeys nowadays are Latino. And so they come, I mean, they get trained, on how to do this. Yes. So
also very tiny individuals.
Yes.
You don't want to weigh the horse down.
No, I think the max they can be is like 120. Like, so here's the thing. My coworker, we had a team building event a couple of weeks ago, and her team building event was all about the history of the Kentucky Derby. Ooh. And so I learned so much. Like the first jockey, I think the jockeys that won maybe like the first 8 Kentucky Derbies were Black. Like the majority of jockeys when the Derby started were Black. And then racism, due to all these things, it's like, Black jockeys dropped significantly. And then the rise of the Latino jockey came, and, Black jockeys are now getting back into it. But for the beginning of the Derby, maybe the first 10, 20 years, it was dominated by Black jockeys. And I was like, I did not know that. Also,
that's a good history lesson.
Meriwether Lewis Clark. So like Lewis and Clark, the explorers, one of their kids started the Derby, like invented the Derby. You know, you don't invent horse racing, but like deciding to call it the Kentucky Derby, like establishing that event, they invented it. So
it's kind of like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah, like it, you know, like so there's just a lot of history behind it, which I thought was very interesting, which I just learned in the last 2 weeks. So it's not like, wow, Autumn, you know a lot about the Derby. Like, no, I had a work event tailored specifically to like fun facts. Did you know?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and it was very interesting.
Well, you're adorable.
And you know, like women weren't even allowed to become jockeys till like I think the 60s or something. Like, I mean, like it's just crazy. Yeah, like it got history, America. You know what I'm talking about? B16 said we had a Kentucky Derby party at work on Thursday. I wore my fascinator. And I bet it looked amazing.
You had a fascinator.
I did have a fascinator. SD Bradley 510 says I watched Secretariat. I've never seen Secretariat before. Because once again, I'm not really into horse racing. I'm into the festivities of the Derby.
That sounds about right.
But not the horse racing itself.
I watched pieces of it. It was a good movie.
B16 said I watched a documentary on Hulu called Broken Horses. It was interesting. I hope it wasn't about the broken horses.
No, that's how dog food used to be.
What?
No.
Oh my gosh. Dustin said, now I live across the street from an NHRA drag strip. Oh no. Spring and summer are loud. I could just imagine all of like the engines and like the like no, thank you.
All the burning rubber.
Oh, that's the noise I was making. Did you get that?
No, I got that. I got that completely.
I sounded exactly. I like burning rubber. Thank you very much. So yeah, we had a busy yesterday, and so we're gonna be relaxing. At least I am the first part of this morning, but I've already been up and out to work because this weekend is T-shirt weekend. Because I have all of the low carb cruise T-shirts going out this weekend. So if you're going to the low carb cruise and order a T-shirt, it's shipping today. So
adorable.
Yeah, and then I have a lot of PhD orders going. Like, so it's just like it's a
to
shirt day. Yeah,
all of the orders.
Yeah, all the orders. So yeah, it's a busy day, but it's a fun weekend all around.
You're so busy.
Dustin said it's the random fireworks at night. Sounds like we're being invaded. I know, right? That's what catches you off guard. Oh, I know, right?
So all the festivities there.
Yeah, we definitely have our share of random fireworks happening in our neighborhood as well.
I think it's about this close to that time anyway. So
yeah. SD Bradley 510 says we have late night street races in our area, kind of like a drag strip. That's crazy. We just have one car that goes down our street, and we're like, chill out, dude. This isn't Fast and the Furious. Like
the youth.
Yes. Mary T said, good morning. It's an ungodly hour, but I made it. I am happy you made it. It is super early for you. Looking at the clock.
Early for all of us.
Yeah, look at him. Look how far he's reaching. Look how far he's stretching. You want to come here? You want to be a good boy? And good boy. And he's a good boy. Oh.
He had fun yesterday.
He did have fun yesterday. We let him out as much as possible, but then sometimes we had to put him in a cage because I'm like, you're doing too much. He's doing too much. But then we let him out, and he was playing with the whole family. He was being good some of the time. Yeah. And then we had to put him in a cage, and then sometimes he would be quiet and go to sleep like a good dog, and sometimes he'd be like, and I'm like, shut that up.
Why are you extra?
He's extra. He's extra. I'm only extra because of him.
So adorable.
Yes. Evelyn said, Mary T, what time is it where you're from? Mary T's from Canada on the West Coast. So I'm assuming it's 3 hours behind. So
yeah,
which makes it 6:45 Eastern. So
look at you knowing your time.
I can count. I can subtract.
I am thoroughly impressed. Impressed with you.
So what are you doing, Bubs? He's being a good boy, I'll tell you that. Go get a daddy. Go get the daddy.
He's looking for his bone.
Go get the daddy. Yeah, he knows back whenever we sit in the chairs and talk to the computer like this, there should be a bone, a boot. You know? Oh, okay. You already have the bone. Oh, Greedy. Oh, Greedy McGruff. Here, give me a kiss. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kisses. Yeah, he's not okay with that. So
you're so cute.
Okay, so I know, right? Everyone said dedication. It is dedication to get up and to come join the lives this early in the morning.
That's Mary
Thank
T
you, Mary T.
You.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let me check. I mean, that's all that's going on, guys.
Yeah,
like
just recovery day.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, as soon as I wake up, that's when I have like the biggest burst of energy. Like I'm not the type of person that like it takes forever to get out of bed. Like once my eyes open and it's light out, boom, I'm up. So I immediately got up and scheduled the live and started organizing shirts, and I was making shirts. But see, now that I've like hit the spike, and then I'll like lull for a couple of hours and then I'll go right back up into it. So, because it's a busy day. I can't afford to not get that work done today.
You're right.
Yeah. So,
you and me both.
Yeah. So, Mary, she said, I wake up with the sun and I missed you all. Yeah. And that's what I love about this time of year is that it gets light so much earlier. Like it might be dark when we go into the gym, but it's light when we coming out of the gym. And I appreciate that.
There you go.
So, yes. Dustin said, glad you had a good time yesterday. We did. We had a really good time. And so we're just going to be, like I said, cleaning up, wrapping up, doing some other stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, just marching toward, at this point, Hack Your Health is like 3 weeks away. So, like just finishing up some stuff. And I have like a couple of work trips before then. So it's going to be a lot. So everybody have a great Sunday. And we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.